Maharaj in today's Pravachan explains that to live in constant remembrance of nama is the only true way of transcending death. People pray to escape death, yet forget that death is inevitable. What matters is not the avoidance of physical death, but liberation from the endless cycle of birth and death. Maharaj emphasizes that real life is only when it is surrendered to God. Merely being alive is no life at all. True life begins when we live in nama. Living in nama transcends death. If a child falls sick, the parents pray to God to spare his life. They vow that the child will be dedicated to God if it survives. This means that they will withdraw their feeling of possession or ownership over their child. How does it matter then if the child dies today? It is only for their own happiness that the parents want the child to survive the illness. How unwise it is to ask for avoidance of the ultimately inevitable death, instead of praying for deliverance from the entire cycle of births and deaths. If death is a certainty for everyone, why should we not aspire that it should be auspicious? Death which is not followed by rebirth is the most auspicious death. In fact, to forget one's real self is equivalent to death. You should not therefore lose any opportunity to attain our objective while our mind, which is constantly fluctuating, is steady. We are tormented by conflicting desires. Therefore, it is necessary to kill the desire itself by constant utterance of nama. To remain in nama is to kill desire, which amounts to transcending death. The real way to avoid death is to belong to God. There is no fear of death when one realizes God, who is the destroyer of death. A realized soul is never afraid of death. To be merely alive is no life at all. One must have some objective or purpose in life, and that objective should be to remain in constant awareness of God. It should be considered a very fortunate day when one leaves this body while chanting nama. In fact, we daily die and are reborn. If we sleep and do not wake up again, it is certainly death. Therefore, go to bed while chanting nama so that you will wake up in his remembrance. However, to remember nama at bedtime, you must have previous practice of it during working hours. Similarly, how can one remember nama at the time of death unless one has been in the habit of constantly chanting it? Let us therefore start the practice of nama-smarana right from today, this moment. When Sant Tukaram says, "I have seen my death with my own eyes," it implies the experience of complete destruction of desire. The truth of today's Pravachan shines in the life of Thirunalaipovar Nayanar. Born in Adhanur, this humble devotee, also known as Nandana, belonged to a poor community, yet his heart was filled with nothing but pure love for Lord Shiva. He longed to serve temples in whatever small ways he could, cleaning the grounds, digging ponds, offering materials for worship, and he spent his days chanting the Lord's name with tears of devotion. One wish burned in his heart, to behold Lord Nataraja's cosmic dance at Chidambaram, but he kept postponing his journey, telling himself, "I will go tomorrow." Hence he came to be called Thirunalaipovar, he who will go tomorrow. Finally, unable to resist any longer, he set out. But when he reached Chidambaram, feelings of unworthiness stopped him at the outskirts. The Lord, unable to bear his devotees' longing, appeared in the dreams of both Nandana and the priests, commanding that a sacred fire be prepared for him. With unwavering faith, Nandana entered the flames chanting Shiva's name. From that fire, he emerged transformed, radiant, adorned with the holy marks of a sage. Led by the priests, he rushed into the sanctum of Lord Nataraja, merging forever into the cosmic dancer. Nayanar's life teaches us that death is no end for one who lives in God's remembrance. To depart this world chanting the Lord's name is not death at all. It is liberation, the eternal life of the soul in union with Him. Maharaj concludes that the only death worth aspiring for is the one where there is no rebirth. Constant nama-smarana kills desire, removes fear of death, and unites us with God who is beyond death. Just like Thirunalaipovar Nayanar's life teaches us not to postpone, we must begin today, right now. Let every breath carry nama, let every night end with nama, so that the final moment too will be filled with God's remembrance. That is the true victory over death.